Are
That is
mermaids
awesome.
real? Did you see any mermaids?
They have to hear them.
These are the pressing questions.
These are the important There's certain things that I just can't talk about.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
So many reasons we love living in New York City. It's happening right now. It's Fleet Week. 36th Fleet Week here in New York City. It's one of those things where, we live in New York City, we get into the pace, we get into the frenzy, the chaos year-round, but every once in a while, that yearly thing happens. Several of them. There's the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center, right?
Yep.
There's... That's it. Well, the yearly things that happen here.
Yeah.
But Fleet Week is that incredible week where it really brings everyone somewhat to attention to realize that there are men and women around the world who are at float, and they are there to keep us and our allies safe. But they use 1 week a year for a lot of these fleets to roll into cities around America to celebrate and to get out in the streets, have some fun.
And you get to go on some of their ships and stuff and check out what's going on. It's
Danielle,
cool.
by the way, don't let her on. She steals things.
I do not steal things. I do not.
We welcome Admiral Daryl Caudle to the show. Admiral, welcome to the show, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And incredible. He says he calls them his front office. It's a very, very, very official looking room right now. I feel very safe here today.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Wait, who's watching the ship?
I got other people.
Okay. You have so many people. Wow. I was reading up on you, Admiral, and you have spent many of your nights underwater.
Indeed.
Living in a submarine.
Yes.
Do you have a total? Is there a way to keep a count on the nights? How much time you spent underwater?
Well, assigned to ships, it's been about 13 years on ships, 7 submarines, and most of the time we shoot for about 50% of the time underway. So that's about 6.5 years underwater.
Wow.
Well, I thought about you, and this is your wife over here, correct?
It is.
I thought about you, and now you. There's a story in the travel section today about this ship where you can buy a stateroom and you can just live on the ship and go around the world year-round. That's probably the last thing on earth you want to do.
That is 100% the last thing I want to do.
Okay. Being back on land's a nice treat, is it not?
It is.
Can I ask what makes you love it so much?
Oh, my gosh. It is the people. I mean, just the talent, the technical competency, the camaraderie, the teamwork. It's all about the people.
Wow.
We need your leadership here on this show. These people are just awful.
Do you guys ever see cool stuff while you're going down?
See cool stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
well,
whales,
we to be honest, we hear it.
You hear it.
Yeah. No windows on a nuclear-powered submarine. Just all sonar. But you'd be surprised what's out there and what you hear. It's all kinds of things. And again, we have world-class sonarmen that are manning those headsets and listening to all these things and characterizing it for us.
Are
That is
mermaids
awesome.
real? Did you see any mermaids?
They have to hear them.
These are the pressing questions.
There's certain things that I just can't talk about. They're beyond classification level.
Wait, but have you guys ever heard anything that you thought, what the hell is that? And nobody can figure it out?
Of course, yeah, all the time. Yeah, we just mark that as like, you heard of, unknown aerial phenomenon. We got unknown undersea phenomenon. It's that kind of thing. Wow. I'm never sure what that is. That's rare.
Right.
But in general, it happens sometimes.
It's so interesting how we feel that outer space is such the crazy, crazy unexplored world. But gosh, when it comes to under the water, just the same, even more so, I would think.
Yes.
But of course, the reason you're down there is not for sightseeing.
Oh.
Not really. It's nice to hear a whale from time to time say, yo, what's up?
Mermaid.
But keeping our waters safe and,
Yes.
our planet rolling in a safe direction, we thank you so much for that, without doubt. And we salute you. And to have you all here in New York City right now, and I found out none of them are from New York City.
Oh.
So they got off the ship and they're like, what do we do now? Leave it as you found it.
Or cleaner, if you would.
Cleaner
Yeah.
if you see a little,
Please.
feel free to clean it up. What does Fleet Week mean to the men and women who are visiting New York City right now?
Oh, I think it's just a tremendous opportunity for them. I mean, it's the greatest city on earth. All the things that they can do and engage with the people of New York. A lot of people have some trepidation when they come to a large city like this, and they're not sure what it's going to be, how it's going to play out, what they're going to find. But this is my third Fleet Week in this position in New York, and it's just such an open arms approach. You just welcome us. Sailors, Marines, they go into a restaurant, they can't pay for their meal, they get drinks paid for them, they love the nightlife. They just get thank you for your service. So it is really, really welcoming.
It's a beautiful thing. And I tell you what, you picked, the bad news is you chose a very, very nice sunny week.
Yeah.
Because one of the incredible natural phenomena that happens here in New York City is when it rains, it makes its own gravy.
Yeah.
New York City is just, New York City is it's a very saucy town when it rains.
That's funny.
Keep that in mind next time you're here when it rains. What's up, Danielle?
So you're talking about going to restaurants and getting things paid for. How do you eat spaghetti in those white outfits?
Seriously.
Well, carefully.
Because this is the town of red sauce.
Yeah.
It is incredibly the town of red sauce. So I got a great wife over here that bibs me up and make sure that I do not screw that up. And so she takes good care of me.
All right.
She bibs me up.
Yeah.
But what happens
right.
if you do get a stain on it? Do you have to immediately go home?
Well, there's as an admiral, one of the fortunate things I do is I have a person that takes care of that too. He's standing right there.
Oh, there you go.
And so I bring a bunch of uniforms, and he makes sure that I'm good to go.
Wait, do you have tips on how to keep uniforms clean? Because my son has white soccer uniform, and I can never get it clean. Yeah.
By the way,
We're going to talk.
we are asking the pressing questions
I know.
today.
We are.
You know, of course, we have the Navy represented very well here today. We're also talking about Marines, the Coast Guard, which, of course, we see them every day out in our harbor, and thank goodness. And and I do think we live in a world where, and you may agree with this, sometimes people take for granted who we have serving, not only our interests here but beyond. And we thank you. And for you to actually see you in action, relaxing and having a good time, that means a lot to us, especially in New York. We welcome you as your hosts, I guess, What is not allowed while you're in uniform, while you're walking around the streets of New York City? There's got to be a list of things that I don't know. Is there a physical list that you give them in a pamphlet?
It's not so much a list as it is just our training that we discuss these types of things. I mean, we want you to be appropriate. We want you to do things that we would, certainly nothing illegal, but, nothing political. You're not going to, in uniform, take a stand in a certain political position. You're not going to, do something that would bring discredit upon the service, I guess is how I would generalize it. And so just go to professional, appropriate behavior. And
if any of these guys said, "Hey, what do you want us to do? You've done this. What should we be out doing in New York to really push the reset button for ourselves?"
Oh, I would say, of course, the restaurant's world class. Get to a Broadway show. Donna and we're going to go see Moulin Rouge on Saturday.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so ball games. I mean, world class again. Ball teams.
Go
Mets,
see the Yankees. Don't bother with the Mets.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's like
yeah.
The ticket might be cheaper.
This is like an Army-Navy thing going on here.
It might be cheaper to see the Mets. I don't know.
God.
The Mets need your support more.
Oh my, here we go. I deal with this every day. Jeez.
Like I said, no political statements from the Navy, where we're agnostic on that.
Maybe a good idea.
But go Red Sox.
We are no longer talking.
Here she goes.
That's right.
Red Sox
I
fan
came
over
here
here.
from Boston, and I was attacked immediately.
Well, Admiral, nice seeing you. Goodbye.
We can't talk to you anymore.
So I'm assuming you all float in at different times to the harbor under the Verrazano Bridge. You come on in. What is it like? Because I must kind of use my imagination. What would it have been like to have been an immigrant back in the day when you came over here with your family from Europe or wherever, and you have $4 in your pocket? You know the stories. And you roll in and you see that Statue of Liberty standing there. Does it hit a nerve of some sort? Does it make you flash a thought into your mind or your heart?
Yes. To me, it's nationalism, patriotism, what America stands for. I think it's tied directly to our value system. It's our whole culture here, this melting pot that we've created. And this is what you see in our armed forces. In our Navy, we are that melting pot. We are a diverse group. All states, of course, are represented. Many, many countries are represented, even in this room. And so it's an important symbol, I think, when you come to New York, that this is kind of ground zero for that philosophy.
Wow. Speaking of everyone in the room, I'd love to know what states you guys are from. May I just go around? Chicago, Illinois.
Philadelphia, Pittsburgh.
Philly, you're right down the street.
California, Philippines.
The Philippines.
Yeah.
Welcome to New York City.
Longwood,
Florida,
Florida.
okay. Kentucky.
South Jersey.
South Jersey. So you've been here a few times.
Maryland.
Maryland. North Carolina. And where are you from, Admiral?
I'm from North Carolina.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, welcome to New York City.
Thank you, sir.
Pretty amazing. So I don't know if you know this, but Admiral Daryl Caudle is, he has responsibility over 100,000
About
people.
125,000.
Oh my God.
People. 100
Wow.
ships. You even have 1,000 planes.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a big force.
I mean, I think about the responsibilities we have. I'm thinking, well, I've got 2 schnauzers,
Yeah.
a Kia. You know, it stops around there. I mean, the responsibility is vast. The pressures on your shoulders are heavy. How do you get through a day of stress? We all need to learn that from you.
Well, one, I get up about 4 in the morning every morning. So like you folks who do morning shows, I get up very early. I found that 4 to 5 o'clock is about the only period I own. So I work out then. And I come down, and my beautiful bride, Donna, has breakfast. You know, she's made me kind of a smoothie and something to eat.
And a bib, hopefully.
Yeah, this is pre-whites, so
Okay,
I'm
all right.
good. This is still, kind of workout clothes.
Right.
And but anyway, yeah. So, but then when I get to work, it is, no kidding, pretty much back to back to back, and decision briefs, and just trying to make the the right calls. So, it's at my level, at a headquarters level, it's a lot of meetings. And so we're trying to actually posture our forces in the right place on earth. It's a lot of budget decisions, money, decisions on what we're going to, on shipbuilding. It's that type of thing.
Not to be too personal, but may I ask you your age?
No, I'm 60. I'll
60.
be 61 in September.
I'll be 60 this August. So you and I have grown up in a United States that has seen a lot come and go, come back and go away. It's an interesting time. I guess it could be fair to say in the 1970s you could have said it's an interesting time. It's always an interesting time.
Yes.
I'm not saying any time is more spectacular than any other time that you and I have seen in the United States. What do you believe we as Americans need to brush up on in order to be not more like the military, but in the thinking of what we strive for to help our country become a better place?
Well, it's I think just a fundamental question. That's where you land on that. I see a decline usually, and I think historically you see this post-conflict. We're on a bit of a decay curve, I would call it, from our nationalism, our appreciation of what what our armed forces do every day. And so there's usually some event that kind of recenters the country. And so these events happen periodically, and it's not that you're wanting something like that to happen, but I think you do get that coalescing and condensation, if you will, of philosophy and everyone being on the same page. And then we kind of start diffusing again and kind of going into our separate corners. The economy drives that a bit, and how things are going. So I think it's Fleet Weeks and things like that are those type of things where we get to come into a community and give people hope. And I think hope is so important, and that they get to see that the sky's not falling. We've got great Americans, diverse group that are out there serving in our armed forces. And it just kind of, I think, is a recentering moment for a big city like New York, and it certainly is for us.
Remember after 9/11?
Yeah.
Living here in New York City, and our studios were looking at the World Trade Towers as they fell to the ground. And but after the aftermath was really where we learned the most. And that was this nationalism, this feeling of unity, but people who used to just bicker and bitch, lack of a better word, at each other, were now hugging each other and trying to see what they could do for each other. It took that reset, but it was just an awful, awful price to pay for that reset.
Well, I've found in many countries, I hate to use the word third world, but they're not like the United States. And you ask those folks when you go there where they're from, they always say the local tribe, their local community. We have historically said we're Americans. And then we'll say, I'm from the United States. And then we kind of drill down from there. When you see that flipping around, I think it can be concerning.
Wow. It is just an honor to have you here in our studio today. Thank you so much. And welcome to our city.
Yeah.
It really is a major, major piece of United States history. And keep in mind, the United States is so new compared to the other countries around the world. But having you here, it adds this gloss to this sometimes very tarnished town we live in. And we thank you for that. We to be selfish, we need you. We need you guys not only out on the waters, but also here to celebrate everything that you've accomplished and everything that we could strive to accomplish because of your accomplishments. So we thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's an honor. And I tell you what, Admiral Daryl Caudle, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Get out there. Enjoy our city.
We're about to head to Gracie Mansion.
Oh, good.
We're going to go
that's
see
cool.
the mayor's hosting us for breakfast. Our Secretary of the Navy's coming. So, yeah, we're going to go spend the morning with the mayor.
Fleet Week is full of stuff. There's a lot of parties going on.
Do people really run up to you and like kiss you on the streets?
I wish.
I think that's assault. I'm not sure. I don't think you can do it.
I saw a guy with no pants on down there. He's waiting for you. That guy, is he
Dave,
down
he's
there
coming,
today?
Dave.
He's there every day. He takes off his pants and he rips them off and rolls them around in the sky and screams about how much he loves America. It's the strangest thing. He may be onto something. I don't know. Admiral, thank you so much for coming in. Enjoy Fleet Week here in New York City.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Absolutely. We'll be back after this.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.